Thank you so much for watching Riff TV. Now, this interview is obviously with video, but I don't interview everybody on Zoom. That's why I put it on my Talkin' Rock with Meltdown podcast. We talk to rock artists from all over the genre. So check out Talkin' Rock with Meltdown wherever you get your podcasts. And now to today's video interview. And there he is. By the magic of technology, we've made the connection. How you doing, Jared?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. What's up with the hand there?
Man, I'm 40 now, so the old metal carpal is acting up.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the carpal tunnel. It's been bugging me lately a little bit. So been trying to take care of it by just keeping it and using it less. It might even be from TikTok. You never know.
I thought maybe you're bowling too much or something.
Oh my God. Dude, bowling, I love doing it, but like after bowling, my whole arm, the entire next week, it's like it hurts to squeeze anything.
Now, did you guys just come back from Japan?
Yeah, we went over to Okinawa and we played for our troops over there. It was really, really something cool to be a part of. I mean, obviously we've done it before. It's my second time in Japan, but it's been almost a decade since it's happened. So to actually go over there and have such a warm welcome, they just want to see a little bit of home, while they're over there. So it's pretty cool to be able to bring that and provide it. Really great energy when we were there, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, I know you guys like to do that kind of stuff. How many times have you played for the troops? You said this second time in Japan, but you've done that stuff before, right?
Yeah. We've been to let's see, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, Cuba, Japan, India. And I think that's about it as far as I can remember. Yeah.
That's
a lot. Really cool.
Yeah, and of course, listen, I know you guys pretty well, and you guys are, patriotic. You guys love the military and love to take care of them. But
Absolutely.
Did you ever think that your music would take you around the world like this?
I mean, I knew that the music that we had was bigger, something bigger than just ourselves. And I had hope that it would be able to carry us around the world. This little boy from Mississippi, I didn't get on my first plane ride till I was 23, headed to LA for a record deal. So I wanted to go out and travel and meet people and do things, especially for the military, though. I've had 6 uncles, and 2 were Army, 1 was Navy. My grandfather fought in the Korea War. I've got stepbrothers. One was the youngest sergeant in his platoon. The other one's a Marine. So it's just always been a part of my life, something that I've always been grateful for. And it really means a lot to us, as it does them, to be able to be a part of something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure, especially when they're thousands of miles away from home, like you said, to bring a little taste of a home back with you.
Home back to, yeah, absolutely. They just, they're over there and they want a little bit of taste of home, so to be able to go over there and provide that. I mean, it was crazy this time around, though. The entire show, there was a circle pit. I mean, they were throwing bottles and cans. I mean, even during 18 Days, which is our ballad, there was a circle pit. I thought it was amazing, man. It was a first for me.
Now, you're coming through Detroit. You're playing the new District 142 coming up on Wednesday, July 5th. Now, that's going to be almost 2 years to the day that you, I guess maybe made the announcement or whatever.
Right.
What exactly did you rejoin Saving Abel? It was around there, July 7th or so, wasn't it?
Yeah, we announced it July 7th, and we didn't start really touring. We let the last lead singer finish up his shows or whatever, but I didn't start touring back with them until August 1st of that year.
Right, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah. How hard was it to leave, and how hard was it to come back in? I know we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but now looking back on it with 2 years removed.
Well, it was one of those times in my life where I just didn't have the tools to live at a reality, at the volume of 11. Like I said earlier, I was 23. I got the keys to the kingdom at a very young age, So, obviously being out there and habitual behaviors take over and stuff. So, I had to step out from the band to get myself together, to get my mind right. I spent years in therapy. I mean,
yeah.
It's developed the tools that I have, during this day and age. I'm proud of who I am now, but it was one of the things that actually led me back to Saving Abel as part of taking my life back. And it's something I'm pretty proud of, and it's something we're all capable of, you know. And I kind of want to share the message as I go along singing my songs to people.
Was there anybody that we would know that helped you in your journey?
Um, Maybe not that you would know, but I do have people that definitely are the roots in. I mean, okay, let's see. I came back and I started dealing with depression and alcoholism, you know, when I got back. And once I moved into Nashville, and I had a couple of buddies that were called the Nashville Cartel. One's name is Big Vinny, and he had a band called Trailer Choir. I was signed with Toby Keith, and Jared Blake was the original. I call him the OG, but he was season one of The Voice. So we would do this little acoustic writers round show that we would bring to cities and communities and help out charities and stuff. And we would sit in the van and we would travel so many hours, and we were always right in the van because we're never right at home, you know. So in the van, you're always right. But you know, just talking with those guys during that point in my life really helped me, you know, start loving myself a little more and focusing on the things that were more important, other than ego and things like that, and fame that we all chased when we were such youngins. But those two fellas definitely played a big part in me taking my life back. So, you know, props to them guys.
Yeah, and I guess that like you say, you got thrown into it at an early age, but that cyclical day to day and stuff probably grinds into you, doesn't it? It's probably hard to get off that roller coaster.
It really is, because you know, once you're thrown into it, you know, it's like being thrown into chaos. You know, I was young and green and naive, and I really didn't know how to deal with life, you know, at that level. You know, like you know, I'd go to bed at 3 a.m. and then I'd get woken up at 4 because you know we have to sing at 5 a.m. on Dallas Channel 5's news, and you
Right.
know who sings at 5 a.m. I do. That's who, you know. You know, the lead singer, I mean not the lead singers, but you know, the guitarist can walk in there with a hangover and sunglasses and strum. Like I have to walk in, hey, how you doing, nice to meet you, you know. So after a while, you know, that just became muscle memory. But it also, you know, it involved, drugs would wake me up in the morning. You know, I had a pill problem for a while, and you would pop one of those, and you'd walk in ready to roll. You know, then after a while, that habitual behavior is what you end up bringing home into reality. You know, real life, where your kids and your wife and the people you love are. So yeah, you know, I had to change all those things, man, and it's definitely been a journey.
I find it hard to believe that Scott would show up, hungover at any of these events.
Yeah, no, never. He's never done that, never at all.
How are those guys doing? I haven't talked to him in a while. I should throw him.
Man, they're doing great, actually. Bartlett's got a lot of good things going on. He's now a part owner at Young Avenue Sound. It's a studio in Memphis, Tennessee. One of the original ones. They have this green screen room there. There's lots of things that you know, you can put anything you want on that wall. But he's got a lot of good things going on. He just got off doing a acoustic tour with Rick Monroe and Jason, my other guitarist, the guy I created the band with. We've when we're not on the road, we're here in Nashville in the studio with Skid Mills, writing and recording the new album and things. You know, and my bass player, he owns a venue in Colorado Springs, and my drummer, he lives here in Nashville with me. So I mean, we've all got things going on, but everybody seems to be doing well and loving the journey too. You know.
Yeah, so you just touched on it. So new music. I know that you did some stuff recently with No Resolve. By the way, they're from here, and your voice just lends itself to that song, doesn't it, man?
Yeah, man, I'm so glad that I watered that fern. I kept that relationship with Oscar. You know, I invited him to sing up when we were playing at the machine shop, and he came up and sang with us, and we started talking about doing something then. And it was one of those things where he was like, well, you know, the investors, they pick which songs we do. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that kind of thing. But we remained friends, kept talking with each other. And then I did a post one day randomly about him getting on stage with us and thanking him for being there and having friends and things like that. And he called me up. He's like, man, it just hit me. He's like, what? We're releasing our first single mid-February. He's like, why don't you release it with us? You know, we talked about this. And he was like, they want us to do the song Counting Stars. And I was like, oh, dude, I love that song. Let's do this. So, you know, they flew me out and we filmed the video in one day, and we did the studio the next day. And then I was at home, and next thing I knew, it was coming out, man. We've got over 500,000 spins on Spotify alone. And that's without playlists. That's just people typing it in and looking it up, which is even a better, in the long run of things. So it's been really cool.
No, that is cool. I just saw those guys. They opened up for Skid Row and
And Buck Cherry, yeah.
A couple weeks back. So, but yeah, so you just mentioned new music. So what's the deal? What's the plan? What do we got going on?
Well, we're releasing our it's the first album I will have done with the band. It'd be the fourth album I've done with them, but the first in over a decade. But we're releasing our brand new single. It's called "Baptize Me" on April the 14th.
Oh, okay.
And I'm super excited about for you guys to get to hear the new Saving Abel and what we've turned this music into. I mean, we are a Southern rock band. That's who we are, and it's something that that I'm proud of. When you're proud of who you are, it seems to shine a little brighter. And what we've done on this new music, especially with our new drummer, is we've focused more on hard riff, double bass, more rock and roll type music, but it's helped us to discover the lyrics and the things that we've all been through in the past decade. Is coming back together as a band, and it's no longer about egos and BJs as we used to talk about, but it's more about I got a mission and a purpose here, so it really helps. You'll be able to see it through this new album. I mean, we've got tons of songs on there that I think will just definitely connect and relate with people. We've been through some hard times, especially with the isolation in the past few years, man. It's hard to forget going through that whole thing. It definitely had its effect on all of us.
Yeah. So what was it like to get back in a room after being gone from the band for, I guess, almost 10 years or so, get back in a room and start writing new music?
Well, like while I was out, I dealt with my demons and therapy and all that, but as rediscovering myself, and this is during the isolation, I took that time to focus on myself and change from the inside out. And as I was discovering that and looking back over the years and the songs and stuff that Jason and I hadn't recorded, I mean, we had songs that we were before even Saving Abel, and I was sitting there thinking, and I remember Brent from Shinedown and Zach Myers, they released the acoustic album that they did, the double acoustic, Smith and Myers. And I was sitting there listening to it, and I was like, "Oh my God!" We've got so many of these songs. I was like, "Why not just record these 20-year-old songs and just put them out there?" So Jason and I got back in the studio and starting recording those songs. And obviously, the universe had other plans while we're in the studio writing or not writing, but recording. And then we started writing, and it was something really exciting for me. At that point in my life, it'd been a long time since I discovered the passion that I had as a young artist, as a young songwriter, and all those things just started lining right back up in front of our eyes as we're sitting there, discovering, what we were going to do. And it was really exciting. I felt like a little kid again, actually, to rediscover those feelings and redefine the purpose that I had in them now, especially now. It was really cool.
I can't wait to hear this new record. You got me excited. So when are we gonna be able to hear this?
Well, as of right now, we're looking at the way we release our singles. We might release a single every 4 weeks until the release of the album, kind of like Hardy and Morgan Wallen do. You buy the album and then you just get the songs that are released. Things are changing. I mean, digitally. So, considering I still got a MySpace and just learned how to email, I'm trying to keep up with all this stuff.
I'm a vinyl guy, so I'm looking forward to
it. Yeah.
It's funny because you just posted a couple weeks ago that you were actually at that Morgan Wallen show, and
yeah, absolutely,
was at home watching it on her laptop, and it's so many people were there.
It was crazy, like the fact where he's come from what happened to where he's at now. It really speaks to a lot, like, because I've gone through things like that, where you've had to fight and claw your way back and apologize and be forgiven and work consistently to be a better person. And I commend a lot of that, but they announced it one day. They were just like, "Hey, tickets, they're free show tonight, whatever." And I was like, "There's no way." Like, I already, within 10 minutes, people had videos posted of just the block was lined up. And I was like, "There's no way that I'm going to go down there and stand in line. I just can't. I've got 3 kids. I got macaroni to make, bro." But So, but I had a really good friend of mine. He was just sitting here with me at my dinner table, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go to Morgan Wallen tonight?" And I was like, "You serious?" I was like, how did you, you know? So he evidently already had tickets. He's got this thing with Ticketmaster, so we got to go in this suite
I was gonna
with
say,
all this kid. Dude, it was amazing. It blew my mind.
yeah,
It was
that's
such a pleasant surprise, dude, because I'm such a big fan. Really great songwriter, man.
and that was at the Firestone Arena.
Bridgestone,
Bridgestone.
Bridgestone Arena. Yeah, absolutely.
I
And
knew it
it's
was
just so crazy. It's so crazy that like you could just wake up and go, I'm going to do a pop up show tonight. It's like at Bridgestone Arena and sell
yeah,
it out in 10 minutes. I just think that's awesome, dude.
no,
Go Morgan.
so cool. I don't know how many people were streaming it, but I know my daughter. I come home and my daughter's sitting on the couch. She's watching her laptop. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You
She's
know?
like watching Morgan. He's playing right now.
Yeah, no,
That's so
she likes it a lot.
that's so cool, man.
So you just mentioned Memphis here, and real fast, I just wanted to talk about this because it was a week ago today that we learned of the passing of Wayne Sweeney. Did you know Wayne very well?
Oh man, you just yeah, I did. I that was an awkward day for me. I was in Memphis. I'm sorry, man. I was in Memphis with Scott Bartlett, and we were doing a Memphis reunion for a band called Joan Red that was really popular when we were coming up, and their lead singer Anthony had died. So we were bringing all these musicians in to sing these songs of Joan Red. Like even Zach Myers was there, you know. But that was just a really awkward day, you know, because you're trying to be happy with these folks and remember Anthony and his life, but then you have to step aside and remember Wayne and just how, you
Yeah,
know, just, you
uh,
know,
yeah, no question about it. I was supposed to interview him last week. We were supposed to hang out on Friday. I've known Wayne probably well for 6 or 7 years, and it's been that was
he's always been such a happy fellow or in every experience I've had with him. The last time it was last year, you know, Bobby, uh, the singer he pulled these some kids on stage to sing with the band. And he called, you know, me and my bass, Scott Wilson, our bass player, out to come and sing on stage with him. And I get out there and you know, Wayne standing there, you know, just playing his, you know, having a little ambience going on as Bobby's talking. And I walk up and I try to grab his microphone, and it's glued to the dang stand. Like you
yeah,
can't pull it off, so you can't knock it over or anything. He's like, "Hey man, that thing go!" You know, that's like, and all I remember is just his big smiling face, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so Wayne," you know. But it is that is how he talked too. He's always like, you know, like
yeah.
but yeah, that
He
was a
was so
really
great.
pleasant memory that to be
I
on stage with him.
I wrote about it on my blog last week that Wayne with the dark glasses and the long hair and the tattoos and that beat up cowboy hat he'd wear. Man, that guy laughed and told so many great
Yeah,
stories and stuff so much. It was like,
yeah.
he was a little intimidating when you first see him. But then when you get
Yeah, well,
it was like the
it's because
nicest
his
guy.
energy is just so overwhelming, man. He vibrated at such a brilliant frequency, man. It just, you know, I when I posted about it, I just, it was it was an honor to call him a friend,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss him.
Yeah, he'll definitely be missed. Man, I feel for the guys. I was texting with Paul and Bobby and Brad over the weekend and stuff, and man,
Yeah.
that's a tough one. But anyways, back to happy things here to wrap
Yes,
things up
sir.
here. New record, and of course, like I said, District 142 coming up on in July. Do you guys got a bunch of dates already set and ready to roll?
We do. We have a lot more dates that are set, especially for the summertime that we're looking at. We're looking into, you know, looking at some things with Hinder and No Resolve. We're looking at a few other things. Of course, we're putting in our bids for tours. It's been a while since we've had a single out and something to work with. But since I've come back, we went straight to work, and here we are, April the 14th. New song, and I'm a firm believer that you guys are gonna love this stuff. I just can't wait for y'all to hear it, man. I'm really excited for what it's going to do for us. But you know, it's just you know, one day at a time. We're getting there. But you know, I'm pretty excited about this new album, and the dates are coming in. I mean, I'm sure after we release the single, the fall and all that's going to fill up real quick. You know, so you know, we're just kind of setting these goals and reaching them, and keep going for higher ones. You know.
Yeah, and as you can see here in Detroit, it's kind of cold and rainy right now. But man,
Yeah,
those summer dates come along, and you're doing those outdoor gigs. Man, it's gotta be great.
heck yeah, man. I love that. The energy that those festivals bring, man. Being outside, everybody's there for one reason, and it's just so powerful to be a part of something like that, brother. It's so cool.
Yeah. Well, I'll be there on July 5th. That's the day after my 23rd wedding anniversary. So maybe I'll have to celebrate.
Oh,
Yeah.
heck yeah, bro.
Yeah, my wife
That's
won't.
awesome.
I'll celebrate by myself with you guys.
Well, we'll tell her happy anniversary anyways, man. Congratulations. That's awesome.
That's right. Anything else you want to tell the fans out there going on with the band with yourself? You got anything else happening?
I mean, like I said, we talked about, we're all excited about the new album, and we're pretty stoked to hear you guys. We know you're going to love it. And, we're coming around soon to your town. So, be kind, love each other, and help each other. That's why we're here. I mean, that's the message we try to bring, we're all bigger and better together.
Well, as a guy that's known you for a long time, I'm really happy to see you back. I know we talked on the phone a couple of years ago, but it's really good to see you. And I can't wait,
absolutely.
to see you guys once again here in a couple of weeks. But safe travels, and stay on the path and the journey you're on, because it looks like you're doing well.
Well, thank you, man. It feels good too, man. So thanks. I'm looking forward to seeing you, man, catching up again.